consent is needed to have sex with married women and unmarried women. Is it right or wrong? What do you think? Hello everyone, welcome to Jurisedge Academy. This is Judipto, and in this video we are going to talk about very important and burning issue, that is marital rape. Marital rape क्या होता है? शायद आप लोगों को पता ही है marital rape क्या होता है. But let me tell you once again. Marital rape is committed when husband has sex with his wife without her consent. Now worldwide 36 countries में इंडिया एक कंट्री है जहां पर मैरिटल रेप को क्रिमिनलाइज नहीं किया जाता है. ऐसा क्यों? And the reason you might know it, that is patriarchy. Now patriarchy is so deep rooted in our country कि judiciary is now very much in conflict how to eradicate the marital rape from the Indian society. And that's why we are going to understand this particular judgment in the light of new development in the case, in the name of RIT Foundation versus the Union of India. So let's start the video. हम लोग इस टॉपिक के बारे में क्यों बात कर रहे हैं? The reason is Delhi High Court recently pronounced a judgment, split verdict given by two judges on the issue of marital rape. One judge, Justice Sachdev, supported the criminalization of marital rape, whereas another judge, Justice Harishankar, was against it. And what is so big fuss about it? What's so bigger problem in this case? So let's find out the bigger problem to understand the issue at hand. If we see, the problem can be found in the section 375. Now हम लोग अगर 375 देखें, section 375 Indian Penal Code defines rape. But उसके साथ और एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इशू है, वो आपको देखना पड़ेगा. There are two exceptions under section 375. That is, one is medical intervention and another one is marital rape. But marital rape को exception में क्यों रखा गया? And इसका जो आंसर है आपको हिस्ट्री से मिलेगा. Our Indian Penal Code was being drafted during 1860s, और उस टाइम Victorian patriarchal norms was pretty much prevalent, and it has influenced our Indian Penal Code to extent. और उस patriarchal norms के हिसाब से before marriage, married women had the right to choose, but after marriage, married women were not considered as legal entity or individual legal entity. Their identities merged with the husband identity, and this is called doctrine of coverture. Under this doctrine of coverture, there is a concept called implied consent theory. और implied consent theory के हिसाब से both the parties impliedly consented to have sexual intercourse with each other. From 1860 till date, we are talking about marital rape. It hasn't been done away with, and today, whether it should be or whether it should not be, is the main issue that we are going to talk about in this judgment. So let's get into the judgment. Now, first and foremost thing that we need to understand is a split verdict. One judge supported it, one judge against it. So first we're going to talk about Justice Sachdev, who supported the marital rape, and then we're going to talk about Justice C. Harishankar, who was against the criminalization of marital rape. So let's start with the Justice Sachdev. Now, Justice Sachdev laid down several reasons to support the marital rape, and here are the few reasons of it. The first reason, he said that Section 375 में सबसे important जो core concept है, that is consent and the willingness. Without that, it will be called rape. Non-consensual sex is rape. That is the main concept of Section 375. So how can you basically classify between married women and unmarried women? Because the consent is equally important for both the cases, and that's why he raised a very pertinent question here कि यहाँ पर reasonable classification है ही नहीं. It's not possible, and that's why it's violative of Article 14. Other than that, Justice Sachdev talked about another very important concept, because as per the institution of marriage, there is conjugal expectation of sex, which is very much important and very much prevalent and very much the argument that has been raised here in this case. Now, Justice Sachdev conjugal expectation of sex के साथ और एक चीज को differentiate किए, that is unfettered sex or forced sex. So in this case, Justice Sachdev talked about forced sex or unfettered sex basically lead to violation of dignity, violation of individual autonomy, violation of bodily integrity, all those things. As a result, marital rape is violative of Article 21. But also, marital rape is violative of Article 15. The reason being, it is discrimination under Article 15.1 barred on the marital status. And Article 19.1 is also getting violated here because women's right to express her sexual agency and autonomy is getting violated as well. But having said so, if the marital rape is violative of all those constitutional articles, it has to be struck down. But if it has to be struck down, the next problem ये generate होता है कि how judiciary can create new offense out of nowhere, because judiciary's work is not that. It is the legislature's work. So is there any judicial overreach while creating a new offense like marital rape all of a sudden? So Justice Sagar said, we are not creating a new offense, we are just extending the punishment to the offending husband. So these are the reasons. ये सारे reasons Justice Sagar के दिए गए थे to support the criminalization of marital rape. Whereas let's look at the another side of the story. Justice Harisankar क्या बोल रहे हैं? Justice Harisankar talked about and उनके जो main fundamental reasoning जिस चीज के ऊपर बेस था वो था legitimate expectation of sex. Now what is it? Section 375 में रेप और मैरिटल रेप दोनों चीज को दिया गया है. One is the norm and another one is the exception. Marital rape is the exception. Why is that? Where is the reasonable classification? Where is the classification? Now Justice Sri Harisankar said that there is a difference between other relationship and marriage. Marriage is sacred. In marriage there is legitimate expectation of sex. And as a result, this is the intelligible differentia that differentiates between the rape and the marital rape. Having said that, Justice Sri Harisankar said, this is another kind of exception that can be found, or this kind of analogy can be found in Section 299 or 300, where we talk about murder, when we talk about culpable homicide, okay? And this part can be found simultaneously in this case, rape and marital rape, as a norm and exception. What do you think? Is the exception sound one? Mention in the comment box. Other than this part, Justice Sakdev said, here is no, if we strike down the Article 376, हम लोग एक नया offense create कर सकते हैं जो हम लोग नहीं कर सकते as a judiciary. It is not judiciary's work to create new offenses, it's the legislature's work. And also, legislature has not intended to punish the husband. How can we make that happen? By extending the punishment to husband by striking down the marital rape. So in both the cases, we are creating, or we are overreaching into the other domain of the legislature, which we cannot do. And as a result, we are not striking that, or I am not supporting this thing. Okay. So this is the both side of the coin that I have already talked. One supported the marital rape criminalization, another one not supported the marital rape criminalization. But after the Nirvaya gang rape incident, JS Varga committee recommended marital rape criminalization, which it hasn't happened yet. In 2019, National Crime Records Bureau reported 70% of Indian women are the victims of domestic violence. And one of the manifestation of domestic violence is marital rape. So you can understand what I'm talking about. We don't want to see another Nirvaya verdict or another Nirvaya incident, we don't want to see another married Nirvaya incident that will shake the conscience of whole nation and force us to make another amendment or create new legislation. What do you think? Do let us know in the comment box. And any other opinion that you want to share, you can share with us in the comment itself. If you like this video, don't forget to share this with your fellow friends, and also give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and also follow us in various platforms. We come up with this kind of important video every week, so do subscribe to it. And do let us know how you're finding, what are the things that you need us to improve on this particular video to help you further. So thank you. See you soon until next time. Thank you.